All right, third graders, The Garden of Abdul Gasazi. This is such a fun story. At least I like it. And I really want you to think about the ending. But what we're going to do first is look at pages 348 and 349 because there are some vocabulary words. They're not too challenging. I'm sure you'll do fine on them, but I just want to do a quick review with you. So if you don't have your book, get it out. Look at page 348, 349 with me. You can always pause this, get it out, get it ready. So, here we go. The unusual gardens. People have enjoyed gardens for hundreds of years. To keep gardens private, people sometimes build fences or walls around them. When you walk inside the high stone walls of a formal garden, it's easy to be convinced that the rest of the world has disappeared. In the world of gardens, nothing is impossible. Some gardeners create life-size mazes out of tall bushes and shrubs. Others cut and shape plants into awesome, larger-than-life animals. What would you do if you discovered a garden full of these animals? Would you walk right in? Take a chance and enter the Garden of Abdul Gasazi. Over here it says, a gardener's careful planning and clipping can create strange paths above and incredible leafy animals below. So you'll see there's some purple words, like the first one says convinced. So we know when we're trying to convince somebody, we can think of it, you just wrote a persuasive essay about Charlotte's Web trying to convince them why they should or should not read it. So you can kind of see, well, convince means that you're trying to get someone to think the same way you do. You know what disappeared means, so I don't need to tell you. We know the prefix dis means not. So instead of appeared, it's not appeared, it's disappeared. Impossible, you know what impossible means as well. It means not able to happen. But in this case, it says nothing is impossible. So in other words, anything can happen. Awesome. Awesome is a great adjective. You guys use it all the time. But really awesome is meant for something that is quite large and amazing. All right. Discovered. So you can easily think about a word that might mean discovered. If you've discovered something, it means that you've possibly found it for the first time. And of course, incredible. Incredible and awesome are very similar. The word incredible just has to do with, it doesn't matter about the size as much as it is pretty doggone amazing. So as you read through the story, you'll go, we're going to read it in sections. The first section. So, oh, by the way, this tells you a little bit more about the author, Chris Van Allsburg. Later this week, on Wednesday, you're going to read more about Chris Van Allsburg. He's a very, very famous writer. So you can read a little bit about that, and then you'll get into the story. And we're going to read it in sections. So as you're reading, what you're going to see is that you're only going to read the first part till right about here. And then, you're going to read the rest of the story the next day. Now, I don't blame you. If you want to read the whole story in one day because it's a lot of fun, I'm not going to tell. That's okay to do. I just want you to know if you'd like to break it up into sections, you can. So, what you're going to work on now is a practice book page that I am certain you'll have absolutely no problem with. And it is practice book 187. You can see it. All you're doing is deciding which word fills in the blank, which again, I know you'll have no problem